Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to my channel. Here I am again. Would like to share to you some ideas in thesis or dissertation writing, which are simple tips in writing summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendations of a classical thesis or dissertation. Just a disclaimer: the information in this video are just recommendatory, but it can help you in writing chapter 5 summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendations. If you are writing a thesis or dissertation, but if you are a student, of course, this can also help you in enhancing your knowledge about this particular topic. Now, if you like the video, kindly share it to your friends and classmates. And of course, if you are new to my channel, kindly click subscribe and the bell button so that you will be updated with my upcoming uh, videos. Okay, let us start now. Simple tips in writing summary findings, conclusions, and recommendations of a classical thesis or dissertation. These are the tips on summary findings. The findings may be lumped up all together, but clarity demands that each specific question under the statement of the problem must be written first to be followed by the findings that would answer it. There are some instances wherein instead of using a specific question, a researcher use the declarative sentence of that specific question, and it is allowed and even recommended. The findings should be textual generalizations, that is, a summary of important data consisting of text and numbers. Only important findings, the highlights of the data, should be included in the summary, especially those upon which the conclusions should be based. Findings are not explained nor elaborated, and no new data should be introduced in the summary of findings. On conclusions, by the way, conclusions are inferences, deductions, abstractions, implications, general statements, and or generalizations based upon the findings. These are the tips. Conclusions should appropriately answer the specific questions raised at the beginning of the investigation in the order they are given under the statement of the problem. Conclusions should point out what were factually learned from the inquiry. Conclusions should be formulated concisely, that is, brief and short, yet they convey all the necessary information resulting from the study as required by the specific questions. Conclusions should be stated categorically. They should be worded as if they are 100% true and correct. They should not give any hint that the researcher has some doubt about their validity and reliability. They should The use of qualifiers such as probably, perhaps, maybe, and the like should be avoided as much as possible. Conclusions should refer only to the population, area, or subject of this study. Conclusions should not be repetitions of any statement anywhere in the thesis. They may be recapitulations if necessary, but they should be worded differently and they should convey the same information as the statement is recapitulated. On recommendations should aim to solve or help solve problems discovered in the investigation. These are the tips. No recommendations should be made for a problem or anything for that matter that has not been discovered or discussed in this study. Recommendations for things not discussed in this study are irrelevant. There are many recommendations for the continuance of a good practice or system, or even recommendations for its improvement. This is, of course, to ensure a continuous benefit being afforded to the universe involved. Recommendations should aim for the ideal, but they must be feasible, practical, and attainable. It is useless to recommend the impossible. Recommendations should be logical and valid. If the problem is the lack of facilities, it is only logical to recommend the acquisition of the lacking facilities. Recommendations should be addressed to the persons, entities, agencies, or offices who are or who or which are in a position to implement. And there should be a recommendation for further research on the same topic in other places to verify, amplify, or negate the findings of this study. Okay, so these are the simple tips in writing summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendations of a classical thesis or dissertation involving the use, of course, of quantitative research methodology. Before I end, I would like to inform everyone that the information in this video came from the book of Frankel and Wallin titled Educational Research, and Jose Calderon, Methods of Research, and Thesis Writing. Thank you very much. God bless and keep safe.